Hi. Normally I'm late, and today I'm early for my own party. Go me. All right. So I did the things, which I'm really proud of. Let me see. I'm too far from the mic. I just do too much. I do too much, and I run too much. There's a lot happening. I'm trying to be somewhat professional, but like I'm not a professional. Listen, I'm so sweaty. I am so messy right now. Like sweaty pits. Listen, it's a rough time, okay? It was 108 today. Um it is what time is it now? It's like 7:20 p.m. Central Time and it's still 104 degrees outside. This is just like we have one more day. One more day and then like freedom from this heat. It's supposed to like be really nice. I've been mandated on my day off, so that's just another piece of joy. However, I was busy working on, just something fun and frivolous for us to do tomorrow. And again, we never know what time these are going to be because guess what? I don't know what time I get off work. And when it's this hot, I at least need like an hour to decompress. And then me and my mom go eat because we're hungry. And I can't wait till we move in together because we'll actually make food instead of spending like just stupid amounts of money to eat. So first, I want to say hi to everybody, and then we're gonna do all the things. Hi, Janet. Hey, Darcy. Listen, I feel like the influx. Also, thanks for 11K. I'm bad at celebrating. Because like it's great personally, right? But it doesn't change anything in my life. So it's like cool and I really appreciate it, but I'm bad at celebrating it. So thank you. Um, hi Lauren, hi Not From Space, Dark Angel, what's up? I feel like I just saw you in Twitch stream not that long ago. Hi Maisha. Hi Marina, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Hi Serenity, Jackie, what's up? Oh, thanks, Talon. Hi. Okay. Marcy, Donna, hi, Feffy, Kelsey, hello, everybody. Ooh, Arcina, I wanted to say hello to you specifically because I know you have difficulty getting to the live. So, hi, love. All right. So, listen, um, this all is going to change. It's kind of freaky. Like, all the bats are still going to be there, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it in the new place. So, it's still going to be like my whole bat situation, but I haven't figured out how to put it all together yet. So it's going to be a weird time. But y'all know what I always have to do at the front of every single one of these is first and foremost, I do have to pay my bills. And that means saying thank you to the patrons and channel members who support my channel because without y'all, I would not be able to continue creating content. Y'all have been wonderful. And I've been enjoying the movie nights. We are going to do a live sometime soon. I think we'll like look at all the makeup that's come out and talk smack because like why not? Like it's a good time. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. The movie nights, listen, The Expendables was hilarious, even though it was on the struggle bus that it was just struggle bus all around time. So thank y'all. Also, oh, that freaks me out. I usually don't have on both of the screens, but I'm trying to be like sort of professional. Yeah, I don't I almost never have regular colored eyebrows. Almost never. Welcome in, Virtual Am. No. I hate you so much. We have one more day. Tomorrow it's going to be 107 again, 108. And then after that, it's supposed to dip down. Like my skin is currently on fire. Like I haven't fully cooled off yet. So we'll see. But the good news is it means I'll drink some water instead of an alcoholic beverage. Kelsey, pencils and eyeliners to do it because I typically don't feel like most of this stuff goes well. Hi, Bo Bear. Bo, are you going to show everybody the messy floor and say hi? Say hi. All right. That's Bo for those of y'all who don't know. He will settle down in just a minute. He's such a mess. I was preparing for a frivolous stream. I did get a couple of things together though, because I always try to like have a few things where like y'all make me laugh. So this is your warning. I believe it was Marcy Reed who said this. It was like I clicked on this to have something to listen to while I was driving. I was not ready. And I said, hey, my bad. I hope no one was in the car with you when I said labial strength. And she said, don't worry, I've since learned to put on headphones. So this is your warning, headphones. I do curse. I try not to do it like all the time, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I have a foul mouth. I work by myself. You know, I'm a mail carrier. I worked in dealerships. Like I'm not I'm not like other girls. No. But I'm just me. So if like cursing and all that is like mad stressful, but like thank you. Yeah, I am. Don't You're not nagging me because honestly, like I'll have headaches and now like I'm always just like I'm not drinking enough water. I'm aware. I'm aware. Mm. So like I was saying, I was really preparing for like frivolous celebrity stuff to do Friday. But they say the devil works fast, but Peter apparently works faster. Um, Dad DGAF is like on a tear as of late. And I wanted to start before I even pull up some pieces of the video. I didn't do like a whole ton of it. I watched the video, I feel like maybe twice. I watched it last night and I think I got to watch it again today. I didn't want to watch it while I was working because it was so hot that I knew I wasn't going to hear literally anything. I was just going to be like, that is a skill that I inherited from my mom, but she won't admit to that. Oh, I still, even though I don't like babies, I like yours, so it's fine. But I want to start this out by saying I've seen like comments here and there, and even on Peter's video where people are like kind of saying that they think that Peter's angry. And for me, I didn't feel like he was coming across angry. I felt like it was very passionate as me and Em were talking about it. I just didn't feel like that. Maybe it's me. And again, I'm an autistic person, so sometimes my perception is different, but I didn't perceive it as anger, right? I looked at it as just someone who's very passionate about what's going on. And I've been watching Peter, like I stopped, as I said before, I had stopped watching Peter in all drama channels because I could not continue to create beauty content if I kept watching them because it was like kind of starting to depress me. And so like it was making it like not a fun thing to do because every time you turned around, something horrible was happening, right? Somebody was being crappy and it started to feel like this community just wasn't like a good place for me anymore. And even though I still was like, I really like makeup and I like talking about makeup, I just started to feel like this isn't the place for me with watching all the drama. So I got unentrenched. But I really felt like previous Peter, 2017, 2018, I feel like I'm going to probably get into the 2018 because that's probably closer to when I started watching him because that was, I think, more when I moved out into my own place. And I feel like back then, he and like a lot of drama channels had the same thing. And I think just generally a lot of people in YouTube, but especially a lot of the drama channels had this like kind of, I don't know, feeling of not wanting to really upset anybody and still wanting everybody to like you. And I think he's done with that. And it feels like I like that. Um, I like it because I feel like it's hard. I'm trying to work on the soft language, but I think it's hard to do any kind of conversation or commentary when you want the people that you're doing the commentary about to like you, right? If you want them to like you, you're always going to be softer to them. You're always going to be like kinder about what they do. And I think that this era is so good for him. I don't feel that he's angry. Like, no way. So you said Peter wasn't angry. People are trying to gaslight him. He's just speaking through. Yeah, speaking truth. He is. I feel like people are really trying to parasocial relationships, like I said before, are a wild thing, right? And if you love, Raw Beauty Kristi, RBK, if you love her, I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not here to change your mind. If you want to still like her, you can. Just like don't rationalize it. That's all I'm ever gonna say. Like who you like, enjoy what you enjoy, but don't try to rationalize it. And I feel like for me, I'm not surprised. I said this in the last stream. I'm not surprised that she behaved like this. I'm honestly not at all surprised because this is what they do. Like my overall interpretation of a lot of beauty creators, especially the OGs, they close ranks around each other. They don't care because their money depends on one another. When your views aren't where they need to be and this is your job, like it is what it is, right? Like at the end of the day, you're going to do what makes you money. And you can see if you go watch anybody's channel, you will always see that. on anyone's channel. You will see, especially in beauty, you'll see that. You'll see the things that make them views. You'll see if they had a dip, you will see the thing that they do to change that, right? And like that's honestly why I try not to look at my all of my analytics cuz that's not good for my brain. Honestly, it is terrible for my brain to look at that stuff. I cannot do it. If I look at it, it just stresses me out and then I start creating content I don't want to create. So that's the whole thing. Yeah, I that's wild. I don't know how anybody lives with that. Like I would not no. Like get some help. Stop stalking people. It's weird. I've never had anything that bad. I think the worst I had was when we first started streaming. I had people try to like um do a thing that I did not like. I don't want to say what it was, but they did a thing. I did not like it. It was awful. Hi Whitney, welcome in. So, hey but it just yeah. So, and here's the thing. I feel like there are different beauty communities, and this has been the hardest part about leaving, like finally just being like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I'm good at. Like, I enjoy commentary, I enjoy streaming, I still like makeup, I love putting on makeup. I just don't really like doing reviews, and I don't like spending all that money. Let me just be, I don't like spending all that money. It's fine. But there's the very small community that's below all of these folks. There's like, I feel like there's three. There's this super small community where we can communicate with one another and we're chill. There's not really a lot of drama. I'm not going to say it's drama free because that would be lying and I'm not a good liar. So it's not that there's no drama, but it's just not at this top tier, like wild, wicked ass level. Then you have the mid level creators who all like hang out and go on trips and do their thing. And they're really on their like some of them, most of them are on their way to just behaving the same way. That's how I feel about it. I don't care. But most of them are on their way to being the same. And people that I know and that I've named, like Tina, Teresa's dead, like they're not them. So like don't I know them personally. They're not on their way to being that. But and then you have everybody else who just they do the exact same thing. They lie in their videos, they don't disclose sponsorships properly. They continue to support people regardless of the fact that they've done heinous things because those people send them products or whatever's going on. Those people go to events. And if you go, you got to be seen with them. It keeps your numbers up and it keeps the money rolling in. So, like, that's that. Ooh, did you say it does freeze occasionally? It is. I've finally discovered, I've been reading some articles, like the heat is really messing with everything here. So I'm sorry. So I'm going to try not to keep it too long. So let's get right into it right quick. And I only pulled about like 8 minutes of this video. And I am going to say this, like, if you don't like a creator, that's fine. And I think Peter had said this before as well. Like, you don't like a creator, that's fine. You don't have to name call. And I will also say that Kristi, for me, I stopped liking her a long time ago just because like I said, the baby content wasn't for me. And I just didn't feel like there were things that she was doing where I was like, no, I'm good. That was just my personal thing. And I used to love her and watch her videos. I found it relatable. I got ready with her in the morning. It was like her, like I've said, Peter, Tina, all these like online parasocial relationships that I had. So it is what it is, like, yeah, directness does not, yeah, vision of you, directness does not equate to seeding hatred, period. Right. And I'm the kind of person who sees my online space as an extension of my home. So I extend that to everybody else. I very rarely comment on most people's videos for that reason. Like if I don't have anything nice to say, most of the time I just don't say it. It's because it doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing that? It's rude. Like, hey, I'm coming on to be rude to you. I don't think so. All right. Let's see. Which one of these do I need to use? Let me
Okay.
Boop. This is pause. Hold on. Let me do this one. It always takes me a minute because I'm not a pro and I'm not professional. All right, here we go.
Kristi, look, okay? The situation when you said, I never get myself into drama, okay? That you need to come out and address this kind of drama right away. I've had to do that on my channel. Other people have done it on their channels. This is not something that you sit on for 2 weeks, unfollow, it looks performative, and then come out and script together this statement. This is when you come out, like I told you. And I said,
So I'm going to pause right here. I will agree with. I think that there are certain situations on like in YouTube spheres and things that can happen where you should sit and you should take a moment and figure out how you're going to respond, right? But something like as to whether or not someone is a predator is just like that should be easy. That's me. That's how I feel about it, right? It's like in those things where somebody ask men like how young would they date, like would you date someone who was underage, or would you date a child basically, and these men will be like, well, what do you consider a child? And you're like, then the answer is yes. If you're not going to say no, then the answer is yes. Why are you asking all of these extra questions? That's suspicious. That's suspicious. That's weird. So I don't think it's like good that she hasn't just been able to just go, forget it, right? Like, you're right. And that's all you have to do. And I will say this too, for anybody who thinks like, oh, it's not his right to tell somebody what to do. I'm not perceiving it so much as telling somebody what to do. I think it's if somebody tells you they're going to do something and they don't do it, that would make me a little hot. But also, part of commentary, part of doing these conversations is that you also state your opinion. Right or wrong, you state your opinion, right? She doesn't have to take it. She doesn't have to do it. She can just not do it. She can just be like, whatever. But like, if you're going to whatever, then you should have just whatever from the jump. That was a lot of whatever. Here we go.
Let's tell your audience what you told me on the phone, okay? Now, I am going to share what Kristi told me because Kristi has not come out with a video yet. And I decided that if by today she hadn't come out with a video, I was going to address it. I'm not going to get into everything that she said to me, but basically what she said to me was that when all this stuff was going on with James Charles, and this is why I'm disappointed in Kristi, okay? And I'll let her share her own story, and I'll let her put her own foot in her mouth, okay? Because that's exactly what's going to happen when she does come out and talk about it. And now, Kristi, because you've waited for so long, okay, you really have fucked yourself, is what you've done, okay? Mm-hmm. And I feel like you lied to me. So...
And I will say that is where the passion comes in, right? I don't like being lied to. No one does. Also, thank you, Jackie. No one likes to be lied to. No one, especially if you reach out to somebody, you legitimately reach out, you ask them what's up, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And then all these things go the exact opposite. Like, girl, and I'm not going to be nice. Em has seen my temper. It's actually not good. Maybe that's why my temper is so bad that to me, Peter is just like mad chill. You know what I mean? Like, bro is chill to me. Like, but I'll just say I am a Taurus. I also have Aries and Leo in here. This is not a place you want to be. Like, it's not good when I'm mad. So I will just say that.
Kristi said to me, and I'll just make very vague about this whole situation, that when the whole thing with James Charles and Tati went down and all the allegations came out, that Kristi was going through so much in her life at that time that she really wasn't on social media and she wasn't paying attention to that, okay? Well, I knew what Kristi was going through at that time because I followed Kristi, and I knew that to be true, that she was going through a really hard time.
Oh, everyone did.
So I was like, well, Kristi, I think that that's understandable. I said, I think people will come for you and say, there's no way that you didn't know what was going on with James Charles.
Because there is no way. I'm sorry. There's literally no way. Listen, one of the videos that one stream that I'm preparing for next week, which I was going to do on Tuesday, but I might have to push to Sunday because like I said, Tuesday's my normal day off, but I am mandated now to work because we're short staffed. So one of the creators I asked them for permission. I also asked Peter for his permission, by the way. I did get it. So just FYI. But everybody knows about this. I don't know, especially on YouTube, like everybody knows the majority of YouTube scandals. And the thing is, you may not know the person involved. You may have never seen their content, but I promise you've heard these people's names, right? Like if you've never seen a Logan Paul video, you know what he's done. If you've never seen a Jake Paul video, you know what they've done. If you've never seen Tana Mojo, you've never seen Trisha Paytas, you know what they've done. You've heard of them. You've heard of the stuff that they've been up to. You've heard of Sanders Kennedy doing whatever he did. Do you see it? Like you always hear about these people, whether or not you ever watch their content. I've told people before in streams that I have literally like The Right Opinion is one of those channels that I love listening to while I'm working because I don't have to be looking at it. I can just listen to it. I watched a 4-hour, like listened to a 4-hour video about the Trisha and Ethan podcast, like frenemies. I've never seen it a day in my life. Okay. You don't have to know these people to want to know the drama. So you cannot tell me that she's like, oh, I had no idea. There's no way. Yeah, it's kind of funny how these people are too afraid to say anything about it. Haven't they learned that no attention views are bad? You can lie and flip flop and ignore your past and still make money. Exactly. Like it's wild. Thank you. Mainstream media outlets were discussing it. Hey, Harper Riggs, what's up? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have the best mods on the entire planet. Thank you. Yeah, like the entire like the whole world knew this. Like it's wild to I can't for you to say I didn't know or I did it. Like I can't figure that out. See, lullaby. Yeah, I never watched Trish and Ethan only after the drama, but I knew the drama. Hey, I missed your birthday, Tony. I meant to tell you happy birthday and I missed it because I'm a jerk. But yeah, that's wild to me. Yeah, see, and I don't generally watch Ethan at all. Like I don't think I've ever actually purposefully watched any of his content. I had never even heard of this man, to be honest, or H3H3 until I feel like it was that video from The Right Opinion. But I saw it and I was like, that's a good long time. And I was just like, all right. like but that's the thing. That's how this works. Like it's just I learned all kinds of wild things. Like I learned about what is that that podcast with those two girls and now it's just one girl. Anyways, they weren't doing anything freaky. It was just I can't remember the name of it. All right.
I think she knows this too, and I think this is why she hasn't made the video. Because what Kristi knew that I didn't know, because I don't watch Kristi that closely, and just for anybody out there that wants to say, we don't have that kind of personal relationship. We've shouted each other out a couple times, but it's not like we have a personal relationship. But what Kristi knew that other people knew that I didn't know is that Kristi has talked extensively about the downfall of the beauty community, referencing Toddy and James. So Kristi did know exactly what had happened with Toddy and James. She did know about the allegations. She said,
And that's the wild thing because that's not the only time she's done a video about the downfall of the beauty community. And I just find it highly ironic and hypocritical that you did a video about the downfall of the beauty community and like you're part of the downfall, babes. Like you did do that whole video with Jaclyn Hill's lipstick. I'm not saying that destroyed the beauty community. I'm just saying like all the drama together made it difficult for people to want to take the community and beauty YouTube. Ooh, dog fur. Seriously. Is that a dog fur? Y'all, I get dog fur all over my mouth. But like it's just wild to me that she would even say that if she did, allegedly. You know what I mean? I don't know Peter like that either. I just randomly sent him a Twitter DM to say, hey, may I react to your response to this when if you do it? And this was before he did it. And he was like, cool. So like it's and you've made videos about it. And I will say this, she says she doesn't like to get into the drama, but she will stir it up. Like she does have a habit of just kind of and then walking away from it. Like, okay, do you, boo boo? It is your house. You know what I mean, Kristi? Like, if that's your thing, you can stir up whatever controversy you want because that's your house. That's your house. That's your channel. You do what you want. But also remember when you do it that it will come back. Like it always does. Like blowback sucks. I've talked about this with Jen on her channel. When we did a live stream, we talked about the pitfalls that you can fall into doing commentary. And if you do something about the drama and like the fall of the beauty community, that is some commentary that can get you in some trouble. I know. I just don't care. I just do things that I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, if you don't like drama, don't talk about drama things at all. And I will readily admit, I don't want to be in drama, babes, but I want to know all the drama. Listen, if you want to know how nosy I am, me and my mom are looking for chairs specifically for our front porch. Do you know why? So we can see everything the neighbors are doing because we're nosy. We are nosy. We are in everybody else's business. When we go out, we hear people next to us talking. We're both like this. Okay. That's who I am. We're both over here listening. Like, that's who we are. So it's like, don't talk about it if you don't like it. And I mean that. Like, you at least admit, like the rest of us do, that we don't want to be in it. We just want to watch it. It's like watching, a boyfriend and girlfriend like fight outside of your apartment. You just down there sipping your tea, like, well, she has a point there. Welcome in, Law Nerd Amber. First time here for a live. Peter's fans. Get it? Said you're worth watching. Also, Chris just did a video maybe a month ago. She knows who's responsible for the decline in interest. Okay. All right. I don't know if that's it. I feel like this is what she does. And like YouTube is her job. And it's the same thing for a lot of beauty creators, right? If you haven't quite figured out anything else to do, this is what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is not like a slight to anybody, but some people are able to move into other things. Like I just found out today that Patricia Bright apparently has a podcast. I didn't know that, but she has a podcast. I don't listen to it. I only listened to it today because Fuhad and James were on there from Shits and Gigs. But if you don't have something else to do, and I don't know if her like I live in a Hobbit house channel is doing well because I'm not there. But if you can't find other avenues with which people are interested in following you, then it does make it hard. Like you're just kind of stuck in this loop of like continuing to do what you're used to. Because I did take a peek and like her makeup videos don't, and I'm not saying they're do bad because like if I had those kind of numbers, I would be like with obviously with my channel size, but if I had those kind of numbers, I would be just like Bo would have so much food in his own room. You know what I mean? He would be living high on the hog. It wouldn't matter. He wouldn't care about his room. He would want to sleep in my bed, but that's not the point. The whole thing here is that like I think she just kind of has to do that, right? Like that's where she is. But I don't think she is. I feel like most of them aren't. And like I said before, I don't think a lot of beauty creators are going to actually be able to speak out because I think they're too afraid of what it's going to do. They're afraid they're going to lose their money, so they just don't. Hey Mel, how are you? I know it was why like I really didn't think that was going to happen, and then I got really anxious and started feeling like I was going to throw up because I get stressed. It did. I did change it because like I am at home, but my middle name is Reina. So I was like, let's just do that. I'm going through I go through phases, but my Twitch I had as Audra Rains. So I switched it. I'm just switching everything to that because that's who I am as a person. Yay. Okay, then don't listen to the podcast. I mean, you can, but Girls Next Level, because they talk about a playmate whose name is Audra, and every time they said her name, it like freaked me out. Also, it was freaky in Stephen King's It. Okay, so here we go.
To me, something about, I don't really know what happened. So I said, well, James had these allegations. Oh, really? Yeah. And then he came out with this video. Well, I remember that video, but I don't really remember anything he said in the video. Well, he said this, he said that, he said this, and he took the video down. He took the video down? Yeah, he took the video down, and he came out with the I gave her the whole spiel about the Cosmopolitan article about all of it. Now, she knows about Colleen Ballinger today, but she doesn't know about everybody bringing up James Charles again.
Can I just say how mad I would be if I went through all of the drama with somebody who knew? Do you know how mad I would be? Do you know how dumb that would make me feel? Like, I just want to say that. Like, no slight to Peter. I would feel like I would lose my fucking mind. I'm so sorry. Like, the way, like, if I found out after the fact that, like, wait, you do know, I would lose my mind because I just sat there and explained all this stuff to you. And you're like, oh, really? Uh huh. Oh, I'd be like, I think I hate you now. Like, you made like I don't know why, but that just occurred to me right now. Like the fire that was like start flames coming out of my head. Like, yeah, I would not be okay. I would lose it.
She's talked about the downfall of the beauty industry, and I went back and I watched her video where she talks about controversial issues. In that same video where she talks about Colleen Ballinger, She talks about all these people that ruin the beauty industry. Apparently, she's talked about this in several other videos. I was not aware of that, okay? Videos that are dating back a year or two, okay? Audra talked about this. Her audience talked about it in her live stream.
Me.
So
I meant to cut
in
that out.
Video, she talks about the downfall of the beauty industry. And I even said in my video, because I caught that, but Kristi, you still follow Toddy. You still follow James. You still follow these people that were part of it. She knew what happened. Kristi played dumb on the phone to me and acted like she had no clue, okay? Furthermore, and this, I don't know.
I don't know how he held it together, because like seriously, I would lose my mind. I just don't think that I would be okay with that, because they're it would make, like, I can't, like, it would actually just like mess me up. Hey, listen, that's all I do now. Once in a blue moon, I'll put like slap some makeup on and do a get ready with me, and it's makeup that I purchased, and some of it's PR, but most of it's purchased. But like, yeah, it's wild. Like I said, the devil works fast, Peter works faster. Okay, this can't be a Peter react channel though. So like, I just wanted to finish this part off and get my RBK situation situated, and then once all of it comes to like whatever, like a head, because I think the Illuminati stuff is popping off again, then we'll figure out what's gonna happen. Like, there we go. The Sweet Life of Zach and Kristi. That's a name. Approximately 20K views per video. Okay. 156K. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gosh. Wow. I would literally, like, I don't know. If you make me feel dumb like that, like there's something about, and maybe it's the neurodivergent urge to not have people make you feel stupid, because people do it to you all day, every day. Like when somebody says something and you reply, and then they keep staring at you, and they're like, oh, it was a joke. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I know she was going through a tough time, okay? I grant her that. I don't wish on anybody what Kristi was going through. I know she was going through a really difficult time. But to come out and say she didn't know what was going on, when she's spoken about it many videos, and acted like to me on the phone that she had no clue what was going on, and now you haven't made a video about it, you haven't addressed it. Don't talk to me about how long it takes to edit a video. You could literally sit down, and I told you this, Kristi. I said it doesn't have to be a long video. Literally start it, stop it, throw it up on the interview, okay? It doesn't have to be a highly jump cut edited video, okay? I told you not to put it on Twitter statements, and I told you not to put it on Instagram, to do a video, because that's where you make your money, and that's where your following is, okay?
So here's the thing. I do agree with that. Wording could have been better, because it sounds like you're bossing somebody around. Like the wording could have been a little better, because it does sound a smidgen like you're bossing someone around. But I will say this. I absolutely despise anytime somebody does something wrong and they have like 2 channels, and then they put their apology on their small channel. Like, what? They like go to the place where they have the least amount of audience, and then they're like, I sincerely apologize for any discomfort I may have caused anyone. And everybody else is like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What discomfort? What are you talking about? And they never say anything about it again. Like, and she doesn't like, I don't feel like she has to make a video, but I do think that if you have, because earlier in this video, he talks about, and I didn't put that part in because one, I don't want to like be here for an eternity, because I got to work in the hot ass sun tomorrow. But so I gotta go to bed fairly early tonight. And yeah, anyways, but talks about how like she had, another person had reached out to him, a viewer, saying like, she blocked me, and I just asked her a question about this, and we'll get there in here somewhere, I think, if I make it. So like, yeah, I mean, she may have asked for the advice. I don't know if I paid as much attention, because listen, my attention span is hot garbage. So I told you, I am sweaty and somewhat unprepared, but mostly prepared. I put this together like literally 10 minutes before this stream. So like, yay.
You haven't done that, and now you're blocking people that are asking you nicely about this. You're deleting comments. And this is not the only person that's commented to me and said that they've been blocked by you. A lot of people have commented that to me. So this is apparently what you're doing, okay? It's problematic as hell. Kristi, you are digging a hole for yourself that you cannot get out of, okay?
Period. So here's the thing. My stance is always going to be the same, okay? As I said at the beginning of the stream, for those of y'all who weren't here, at the beginning of the stream, I said, your channel is, for me, this is how I look at it. The channel is an extension of your home. You invite people in, and if anybody comes into your house and you said, I don't want shoes on in my house, and they put on shoes, you can kick them out. I think any creator, regardless of if I like them and I like their content or not, regardless of whether or not I think that they're a good person, regardless of that, they have the right to protect their space. They have the right to block anybody that they want to block, and they can delete all the comments they want to. However, it is a choice. And it's a noticeable choice. When people see that you have made this choice, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like once you're getting all your dissenters, like here's the thing, there's stuff that you can say that, like for me, mostly, like if you're a stranger, you say something to me that I don't care, like I don't care, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know you, so you like cannot hurt my feelings because I don't know you. So people have to know me to hurt my feelings, right? So like there are certain things where I'm like, if you say certain things, I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of here. Like I'm not even entertaining this. This is bullshit, right? Like somebody had a comment where they maybe took things away that I didn't intend for them to take them. And I was like, it's fine. You know, we don't have to like the same people. And I'm very much like, you know, I think it was about constructive criticism. And I'm the kind of person where I'm like, if you don't know me, then if you don't know a person, then it's not constructive criticism. It's just criticism. If the person didn't ask, then that's not constructive criticism. So you need like one or both of those things for it to work out and be constructive. Because otherwise you're just criticizing somebody. I don't feel like people understand the Anyways, listen, I don't even know if it's so much that she likes to support predators or if it's more that her bag is more important to her. You know what I mean? And like, I just want people to be honest. Like, girl, just say that. Just be like, listen, this is my job. I do beauty content, even though I say I'm not going to, but I keep doing it because I get loads of PR and what I'm going to do with all this free makeup if I'm not going to get ready with me's. And I have to pretend to be nice to these people so that I'll get invited to things and I'll keep getting paid. The end. Like, that's not hard. I feel like that's not hard. I feel like you can say that. Like, I'm not a good clout chaser because I have to like you. I have to like you. I have to want to spend time with you. I have to think to myself, would I be comfortable like at a gathering with this person? Like if I didn't like anybody else and we just had to be like in a corner talking to one another, would I be comfortable doing those like lame office role play things that you have to do to learn how to do the job? If the answer is yes, then like I'm going to talk to you and we're going to meet. But if it's no, then no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm fine.
And I don't know if that's because you've said things in videos that you know the excuse you use to me will not fly with your audience because they have watched you closely and they know what I didn't, and that the excuse that you're going to give to them is not going to fly because they're going to say, Kristi, that's just bullshit because you did know about it. You've talked about it in other videos. Maybe that's why you haven't made your video, okay? But Kristi, I was very kind to you on the phone. I told you that I did not hate you. I told you that I really cared about you, that I could not support you because of this, and I didn't understand it, and I was confused because it didn't seem to me. You shared a lot of things with me that I will never share on video, okay? Because they were very personal issues. Those are yours to share. I will never betray your trust on that, okay? Girl, come out and make the video. Come out and just share whatever you need to share that's the truth. But this deleting people and blocking people that are asking you, that should tell you that you need to come out. You don't want to address it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because people think that you, whatever. I don't know, okay?
Oh, babe. Okay, here's why. The thing to do, especially and specifically in beauty, but everybody does it everywhere, is just to pretend it's not happening. It is like when you release an S. Okay? You're sitting there, you weren't expecting it to be gross. I'm keeping this here because I wanted to talk about that after I'm done. You weren't expecting it to be gross. You weren't expecting it to peel the paint off the walls. You weren't expecting it to make your own nose hairs fall out, but it did. And now you're just sitting there hoping that no one notices that it's emanating from you. They do. They're all looking at you, but you're pretending that they're not. Like that's what's happening. You're just like, it wasn't me, and I don't know why you're all looking at me. And everybody's like, it's clearly coming from you. It's that. Like people just like to pretend that it's not happening. And I get being anxious or whatever, but like I'm anxious every day. Sometimes you just have to like bite the bullet and do the thing that you don't want to do. Like when you have to do the dishes and you really don't want to, but you got to, because otherwise you won't have any coffee cups tomorrow. That got off track. But Janessa was saying whenever someone gets blocked and they claim that they ask nightly, I'm definitely sus because I've seen some examples in the past where they thought they was nice, but it was something else. Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of people be like, all I did was, I'm like, are you sure? I think RBK was planning on making a video and probably still is, but the people asking for it are overwhelming to her. She can now use this to make herself the victim and say it's harassment. That might be true. I think that I just am not ever surprised. Like one thing about me is I'm never surprised when people do wrong. I'm not. I expect that most people are dirtbags. I know that's not a good way to live for in some people's mind, but I expect most of my idols to be dirtbags. I expect most people out there to be just terrible people because I just feel like most people, when given the opportunity, are going to take the dirtbag route. Like that's it. I am more surprised when people are genuinely nice, like Drew Barrymore and Keanu Reeves. Like these are people where I'm like, oh, wow, like Tina realizing like, oh, she actually is just like that. When I met Teresa, and like not in person yet, but like genuinely like that. I was like, oh, okay, that's just who they are. So that's really cool. But there are people where if it doesn't happen, like I'm not surprised that she's handling this just like every beauty creator before her. She's just like the rest, and it's fine. Just admit it. It's okay. We're not going to get mad at you. Just like enjoy, not the gray hoodie, but like,
Okay? But at this point, when you're blocking and deleting people, they do deserve an answer from you. This just makes you look guiltier than sin. I just want you to know.
And I will also say that I don't think people necessarily deserve an answer because you may not get it. People do shitty things all the time. And I will say that that is one of those like online things that we tend to do a lot where we're like, I deserve the, and really you don't. At the end of the day, if she never wants to talk about it, if she just blocks everybody who talks about it, if she deletes every single comment that has to do with it, she can, and she can move right along because the people who are going to continue to follow, they're going to keep following her. They're going to blow this off because whatever reasons, whatever their like parasocial relationship is to her, they're fine with it, right? Like the same people being like, you can't tell her what to do. What do they expect beauty creators to do? They expect her to do what? She wasn't even there. Are the same people who are there to scream about Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks. They're there they yell at Hannah Smoky Glow when she was going through. These same people pick and choose. And you can pick and choose. We're all hypocrites. It's fine. But like, if she doesn't want to deal with it, she don't have to. She can just sweep it under her mossy rug. I assume it's made of moss. Is that true?
I was disappointed in the other day, but this response, I'm really disappointed in you. Okay? This is not how you treat your audience that has stood by you through all of this. Just saying, okay? And I just want to tell you, I've watched some other videos of people covering Raw Beauty Kristi, and they are 10 times harder on her than I've been. So do not come for me and say I'm not being fair. I was very fair. I heard her out and she lied to my face. Because she didn't know what was going on behind the scenes because she's spoken of it in her videos. She banked on the fact that I didn't know that. She did know what happened.
And yeah, so it depends on the comment on whether or not I block them. If it's going to harm anybody in my community, I will block you. I don't play that. Because again, I don't get my feelings hurt. I don't care. but I know people in my community who would be upset, and I don't allow my community to be treated poorly. I just don't. It's so like it's one thing to have a difference of opinion. It's a whole other to be name calling. It's a whole other to be nasty. It's a whole other to be any of the icks or isms. Those things I'm no, bye. Absolutely not. Because I have a very loving, welcoming LGBTQI plus community, and I will not have any negativity and nastiness for them. So at all. Hi Heather, how are you? I forgot to message you back, but I will do that after this. More water.
And it was right in front of my face. I watched a video where she talked about the downfall of the beauty community and she referenced those videos. It was right there in front of my face and I didn't know. And I ate it up because I wanted to believe what Kristi was telling me. Kristi said to me, I hope you do not feel like I'm one of these influencers manipulating behind the scenes. Kristi, you were one of those influencers manipulating me behind the scenes.
Dun, dun,
And again,
dun.
I fell right into it. And this is my honesty era. This is my standing up for myself era. This is my not giving a fuck era. So I'm telling the truth on video. You had your chance to come out and tell your truth. You were so afraid of other drama commentary channels coming out and making a video about you. And I said to you, speak on this before it's too late.
No.
You should have come out and made a video. Then I wouldn't have had to say this. And that's not a threat, okay? I gave you full warning. If you had come out with your words, I said I would respond to that. I feel manipulated. I feel lied to. And please do not reach out to me, Kristi, because I do not want to talk to you, okay?
Boom.
I gave you an opportunity to be honest with me, and I feel like you lied to me. I don't want to hear from you, okay? And you said if I ever...
I know exactly what that feels like because I had a situation that took place in my life like that. And I was like, don't, like once I get to the point where I'm that mad, I don't want to talk to you ever again. And like when I say ever, I mean ever again. I don't care. Okay. If you're on the side of the road, your car is broken down and it's on fire, and I have a hose, I'm driving right by. And I'm also going to laugh at you. Because if you did me dirty, like, I'm sorry, that's who I am. I am petty and I am mean. I know that though. I know, because if you got me to the point where I'm like, I don't want to hear from you again. No, I'm not dealing with it. I cannot. Like, I just find it really weird. No, I'm not staying cool. It's going to be another hot day tomorrow, Alex. I hate it. I'm like, I hate it. But like, I don't understand why people can't just say that they're wrong. And again, if you're an RBK supporter, like, I understand that. Do not feel like you have to come in here and defend her because I don't care. But two, I always laugh after I say something that I mean. It's a habit from masking for a while. So like, I just laugh after I say something that I actually mean because I don't want people to perceive me as mean, but I am. But just realize, like, I'm nobody is telling you. I'm not telling you that. Peter's certainly not telling you that. No one is telling you you cannot enjoy RBK. You can enjoy her. You can watch her content till the cows come home. You can continue to find her relatable. Nobody's saying you can't, because relatability is different to everybody. Enjoy yourself, right? Like, have fun, but also just be aware we know she moves in shady ways. I don't like to say sneaky, maybe sneaky, but she moves in shady ways, like a snake. I should not have done that.
following you again, that you would soft block me to stick to my morals, you don't have to worry about that, sweetheart. I will not be following you again, okay? I'm very disappointed in you. You are not who I thought you were at all. And it's not just about the James Charles thing at this point to me. It is everything, okay? I don't know who you are, but you are not who you show yourself to be on camera. And whatever you want to do with that is whatever, okay? You want to get in a video and say, I'm bringing you anxiety and I'm bringing you stress. And I'm just speaking my truth, okay? I'm just telling the truth as I see it. You're the one that lied to me. You're the one that followed James Charles publicly. You're the one that liked his pictures as of recently and acted like you didn't even know. Oh, I just like pictures when they're rolling through Instagram, and I ate it up and I bought it because I wanted to believe your story. That's on me. I got to own that, okay? You got to own what you did.
I feel mad bad. Like, I feel so bad for, because you could almost see at the end where he's just like, and I trusted you. And I just felt bad for him right there. Cause I was like, bruh, that is rough. Yeah, Christina, what's up? I could be saying the most true, meanest thing to someone, and I will still end it with like, LOL, me too. Yeah, yeah. I'll be like, I hope that it hurts. Mm. But yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I like it's nice to see all the people like when you like when you do that kind of stuff, like it just there is a level, and I'm so surprised at how people can't view this or see him as like being angry and yelling. I've been watching a few of his videos to see what people are saying, like the people who are perceiving him as like being angry. And I don't feel like he's angry. I honestly feel like he just taken like removed the mask, is what I would say. Not that he was fake before, don't take it that way, but I think that he has finally just been like, this has done me no favors. I have supported these people. I have followed these people like many people have done. Many of us viewers in the community have done this. We've sat there, we have followed people, we have tried to believe in them, we have tried to trust them. And then when they consistently turn out to be just like everybody else, it is so frustrating. You're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. The stars that used to be in my eyes are gone. Right? Like, I still get excited, right, when, like, a large creator that I really like, retweet something of mine, which I don't really tweet as much anymore because I don't have time, but or they, like, respond to me in a DM, like, lose my mind, okay? Lose my whole mind. I get overexcited, but then I remember, like, this is what always keeps it together for me. We all have to shit, every last one of it, and it stinks. So I shouldn't be that impressed with you because I know at some point in your life, you have been gripping the bathroom walls for dear life, fighting for your life in there, just like me. So you're not special. I probably shouldn't have said it that way. But yeah, I just feel like there's people who are, stalking him. I think looking at the whole Kristi situation from what I can see, it's just like, girl, you do this more than once. You do it kind of often where you step off into some shit and then you try to back up off of it. And it's weird. Just admit it that you're like just like other girls. That's all. Just say it. Just say, I'm just like other girls. And then I'm never gonna bother you, Kristi, because I don't care enough to. But some people might. And just like work on your hobbit stuff, maybe. I'm like, work on your yeah. I really feel like people don't see the difference between like disappointment and anger. Like, I feel like if Peter was actually angry, I don't even think that he would film that and put it up, to be honest. I actually don't, because no one wants to watch a video of anyone screaming. Like, no one. And that's the thing. She branded herself like that, But as I said in my dear friend M's stream, now we're seeing through the butt shit. So, with that said, I am going to go because I need to continue to cool off, drink more water, pack some more boxes because the closing has been moved up to the 26th, and that's a little 22nd, and I'm a little bit stressed about that. But holy crow, there's a bunch of y'all in here. I have it's kind of giving me nervous goat farts, so I am gonna go. I thank y'all so much for coming. And listen, this month is gonna be a little dicey on streams. I will say that I'm preparing stuff, but it might be dicey because I'm packing and get ready to move. But once I'm in the new place, listen, these streams are gonna be no, they're not. The connection's gonna be better, but I'm still just gonna be like slightly prepared. We will see. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for spending a bit of your time with me today. If you watched it back on the replay, thank you so much. Drop the flame emoji because Peter's been dropping some sick burns. And remember, do not speak to yourself like that. If you wouldn't speak to your best friend like that, don't speak to yourself like that. All right. Love y'all. Have a good one. Bye.